Good afternoon and welcome to this episode of Scrap Talk. It's where we talk all kinds of scrap, what goes on at a scrap yard at Morristown Iron and Metal here in Morristown, Tennessee. I'm Ross Litz.
And Kip Brown.
And it's Kip Brown. So thanks for joining us today. Today's topic, we're going to talk about really pricing. The big question is, what makes the value of scrap have a value, okay? Well, who sets those prices? And then we're going to talk about other services that we offer here at Morristown Iron and Metal that many other scrap yards do as well. But this is for us, what we do, because hopefully this will educate you guys better and inform you better to our industry about recycling, and you'll come back and see us, right? So, Kip, you get calls all the time. You work in the scales. You hear, what's the number one question?
How come it was this much last week as opposed to this week? We don't decide that personally here. I guess global economy decides that more than we do.
Yeah. The number one question is how much you paying, right? Obviously, we have to have margins built in for our profit, but in our operating costs. But the price of scrap metal, and specifically steel, okay, we are the one industry that we are a direct reflection of our economy. If our economy is doing well and people are building things, they're buying cars, they're anything made of metal, or the government's promoting an infrastructure bill where we have to have roads built, or the wall in Mexico built, whatever. Bridges. So that makes demand from the steel mill level go up. They need more scrap because they have more orders. If the economy is doing not so well, orders at the steel mill level slow down, and therefore the price goes down for us on scrap because they don't have the demand that they normally do.
I've heard, and I don't know, does the price of gas have anything to affect the price of steel?
It's interesting you ask that. So a lot of times the price of steel does follow oil, okay? So barrels of oil, they go up and down. Obviously, they're traded every day.
Yes.
Steel is not necessarily traded on a true exchange like oil is, but it does seem to follow that direction, okay? When COVID hit, price of gas was through the roof. Price of everything was through the roof, right?
Yes.
And because it seemed like everybody was buying, interest rates were extremely low, and everybody was buying new boats, new houses, new cars,
new campers.
It was unbelievable. I don't know what was going on, but so the demand was really high. It drove pricing really high as well for those 2 years during COVID. So that's a great example. Everybody's buying. Guess what? Interest rates came back up last year and prices of scrap came down because people stopped buying the new cars or the new houses, or building slowed down. So that is in a nutshell, kind of where the steel pricing is generated from. Okay. On the non-ferrous side, that is more of a daily commodity on copper specifically and aluminum that's traded all the time. It's all the time. So it's a global exchange that what happens in China affects our prices here. What happens in Turkey affects our prices here. The U.S. is not the biggest consumer of copper, okay? But it is a global industry. So is steel. We do have exports. People export from the coast all the time their steel, but we don't. Our steel stays here in the U.S. But as far as aluminum and copper goes, that is pretty much a daily thing that those prices fluctuate based on supply and demand on a global market.
I'm sure that's a good explanation that I couldn't have gave myself. So I'm glad to know that, so I can pass that information on when I'm asked.
Yeah. We, here in Morristown, we're in a global industry. People years ago, when we started developing a website, the question was asked, why do we do that? I mean, why? It's the way of the world. Our world is changing dramatically before our eyes and at a rapid pace. So that's why we're doing a podcast. That's why we have an app on both platforms so people can get informed right away with notifications.
Yeah, they just got the littlest piece of information they could use out of either one of these episodes. It's been a success.
Absolutely. And that's why we're doing it. Really is we want to gain new customers, But we also want to educate the current customers because they have a lot of questions and they don't understand it. They've been here for years, but they don't know why cans are 55 cents or 45 cents or 40 cents. We don't know. They just go with it.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. Our recycling industry is specific to scrap metal. Everything is remelted at some mill somewhere. And if that mill has good orders, the prices go up, the demand goes up. If it doesn't, then they fall. So that's in summary kind of the pricing scenario.
It's a very interesting industry, really. I mean,
We love it. We love it because it's ever changing. That's one thing about scrap. It is changing all the time. So moving on to kind of services that we offer here at Morristown Iron and Metal. Kip, you want to take that over?
I've mentioned this in episodes before, but you get the 40-something-year-old family that's inherited the farm or whatever from Papa, and Papa just left stuff there for years and years, and they're wanting to go and they're ready to build and get their life started. And he wants all this stuff gone. And we do offer a service as far as a bin service so you don't have to make so many trips to bring you a bin. And
we have different size bins.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a 20-yard, a 30-yard, a 40-yard. Depends on what you have and how you can load it, different things. But we'll come drop this off at either your farm, like Kip's saying, or your house, or if you're a company, we offer that for industrial services. If you're a company that generates some type of scrap metal that you need us to help you on a regular basis, call us or download the app. It's Morristown Iron and Metal app on Apple and Android.
Android.
Yeah, but so in that app, you can download pictures of the scrap that you're looking for us to buy. We can help educate you on the size container that you need. So, and also stay informed on the app of current prices. And ultimately, we had to change our fee structure on the container services to where we actually charge $3 per 100 less than our normal scale price. So right now our scale price is $8.50 per 100 pounds. And those, I know it can be confusing, but what that equates to is 8.5 cents a pound.
Yeah.
Okay. So basically, if you have a container dropped at your place and you load it up and we pick it back up, it's going to be 5.5 cents a pound. Still a good price, but with our labor and our fuel, it's just everything is sky high to get it done.
Yeah, and a lot of people use this service, so we might not be able to get there that day, but we can get you on the list to get a bin out to you.
Yeah, typically we're 2 to 3 days out to get you serviced, but we ask that you don't keep our container also because we don't charge you like a normal trash company would charge you $300 to come out and drop that container. We don't charge you for that, but what happens a lot of times, people think they're going to do this project, and next thing you know, it's been 2 months and that container's sitting there. So that container only makes us money when it's moving. So we ask that no more than really 30 days before you have it either swapped or picked up.
Yes.
But the actual bringing of the bin is technically no charge.
That's in itself, who else is going to do that? And still send you home with money at the end of the day.
Right. You know, that's one service. The other service is a lot of times, like Kip mentioned earlier, the guy is passed away and he's got 100 cars out in the field, or it's a business that's closed up. It happens all the time. Yep. The parts yards are struggling because that's a kind of a dying industry where people used to go out and buy parts off cars and stuff. And they still are around and they exist. But what we do is we offer a car crushing service that we'll go to these yards and crush the cars. So if this yard has 250 cars or more and they want to crush it, then we'll bring in a mobile car crusher, we'll bring in a loader, we'll bring in people, and we will sit there for a month and crush your cars and haul them away. We send in trucks, big car hauling trucks.
We've been busy doing that the past couple of months.
We have. So we offer that. It's a big deal. That's actually how my dad started going around crushing cars and at these, back in the day, junkyards. And we still have people that we crush for every year that he started back in the 70s crushing their cars. So They could be second generation like me, but we're very thankful for those people that have been so loyal to us.
Wayne has built a great rapport with everybody in the community and customers alike.
He really has.
Yeah, he's a special person.
He's
to this
poured his
community.
life into this community, and he was raised here, born here, and he loves this company. And I'm so glad that he's still alive to see it where we are today. And hopefully we'll grow.
Get him up here one day.
Yeah,
and have him
we'll
say
do
hi
that.
to you guys.
We'll do that for an episode. So those are a couple things that we do. You can keep that in mind. If you need our services for containers or car crushing, you can reach out to us via the app, or you can call us. We're right here in Morristown. So that kind of wraps up this episode. Thanks again for joining Scrap Talk, episode 4. I'm Ross Litz, and that's Kip Brown. And download our app today. Listen again.
Punch that like and subscribe.
That's right. So we're on Apple and Spotify, full episode. The shorts are on Facebook, TikTok.
There's so many now. Oh my God.
There are.
It's my paperwork here.
Yeah,
Here
let
it
me
is.
down here.
I'm letting you down.
Where are we on?
YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, and the Gram, guys. That means Instagram.
You guys have a great day. Thanks for joining us.